Most traders don't fail because they lose big. They fail because they disrespect small wins. Let that sit for a moment. Not the blow-up, not the margin call, not the final collapse. Those are only symptoms. The real disease is this quiet belief that small progress is meaningless, that small profits are embarrassing, that consistency is boring, that slow growth is weakness. And that belief destroys more traders than the market ever could. Because when you don't respect small wins, you start chasing big ones. And chasing big wins is how traders bleed. Small wins are not small, they are invisible bricks. And your trading career is nothing but a wall made of invisible bricks. You don't see the wall forming, you only see the collapse when the bricks were never laid. Most traders want a story, not a system. They want to say, I turned $100 into $10,000 in 1 month. They don't want to say, I grew 2% per week for a year, because the second one doesn't sound sexy, but it is the only one that survives reality. Here is the dark truth. Your mind is addicted to drama, and small wins have no drama, no adrenaline, no hero moment, just quiet discipline. And the human brain hates quiet discipline. Think about this. In real life, who builds real wealth? Not the lottery winner, not the viral influencer who disappears after 2 years, not the gambler who hits one lucky run. It's the boring person who saves every month, who invests slowly, who repeats simple actions for decades. Trading is no different, but your ego wants trading to be different. Because in trading, your ego is not competing with the market. It's competing with other traders' stories. You don't want to be profitable. You want to be impressive. And that is why you ignore small wins. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. The market does not reward ambition. It rewards obedience. Obedience to rules. Obedience to risk. Obedience to patience. And small wins are the proof of obedience. A trader who respects small wins is saying, I am not here to prove anything. I am here to survive. Survival is not glamorous, but survival is what creates legends. Look at athletes. No champion became great by one magical match. They trained daily, repeated boring drills, won small battles against their own laziness. And most days, nobody watched, nobody clapped, nobody cared. But their small wins accumulated in silence. Trading is the same. Every time you follow your rules, even when the profit is tiny, you win something far bigger than money. You win control, and control is what most traders never achieve. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine 2 traders. Trader A makes $5,000 in one lucky trade. He feels invincible. He increases his risk. He stops respecting his stop loss. He believes he has figured it out. 3 weeks later, he gives it all back. Trader B makes $50, then $40, then $60, then loses $30, then wins $70. Nothing exciting, nothing impressive. But Trader B is building something Trader A never touched, a relationship with consistency. And consistency is more valuable than any single big win. Big wins feed the ego. Small wins train the mind. And the mind is what controls your future. Here is where it gets darker. Most traders secretly hate small wins because small wins expose their impatience. They sit there thinking, that's it? All this waiting for this? They feel insulted by slow progress because deep down, they believe they deserve more. Not because of skill, but because of desire. They confuse wanting with deserving. The market doesn't care what you want. It cares what you can execute repeatedly. Let's talk about psychology. Your brain is wired to seek fast rewards. Dopamine spikes when something big happens. Small wins don't give dopamine spikes. They give dopamine stability. And your brain finds stability boring. So what does it do? It pushes you to overtrade, to increase lot size, to skip confirmation, to force entries, not because the setup is good, but because your brain is hungry for stimulation. And that is why small wins matter. They teach your brain to accept stability over chaos. And that is one of the hardest mental rewires a trader must go through. Look at casinos. They don't destroy people by letting them win huge all the time. They destroy people by giving them small wins just often enough to keep them playing. But trading is the opposite. If you treat trading like a casino, you will die like a gambler. If you treat trading like a business, you will grow like an investor. A business celebrates small profits. A gambler only celebrates jackpots. Which one are you behaving like? Let me ask you something honestly. When you make a small profit, do you feel proud or disappointed? Because your answer tells me exactly how long you will survive in this game. If small profits make you angry, you are not ready for big ones. Because big profits are simply many small profits stacked on top of each other. No stack, no tower. Another life example. Imagine building a house. Would you rush the foundation just because nobody sees it? Would you say, this concrete isn't impressive enough? Let's skip it and build the roof first? Of course not. But that's exactly how most traders treat small wins. They want the roof, the view, the recognition, without respecting the foundation. Small wins are your foundation. They are boring. They are invisible. And they are the only reason your structure doesn't collapse. Here is something most people won't tell you. When you learn to respect small wins, you stop emotionally attaching to money. And that is when trading changes completely. You stop seeing $20 as nothing. You start seeing it as execution. You stop thinking in dollars. You start thinking in process. And when your focus shifts from money to process, money becomes a byproduct, not an obsession. Obsessed traders lose money. Process-driven traders accumulate it. Small wins are proof that your process works, not once, not twice, but repeatedly. And repeatability is the only thing that matters. Let's go deeper. There is a silent killer in trading called profit shame. Some traders feel embarrassed posting small gains. They feel weak celebrating them, so they hide them. But they proudly show losses or massive wins. Why? Because small wins don't give social validation. But social validation is poison in trading. The market doesn't reward confidence displays. It rewards discipline in silence. You don't need people to clap for your profits. You need your account to grow, and your account grows by small wins. Think of compound interest. It is not powerful because of big numbers. It is powerful because of time. Small wins over time create something most traders never experience. Financial stability. Not excitement, not hype. Stability. And stability is rare in trading. Let me tell you a truth most people hate. If your strategy cannot consistently produce small wins, it will never produce big ones sustainably. Big wins are just extended versions of small wins. You don't jump from inconsistency to mastery. You climb. And every step on that ladder looks small. But without those steps, there is no ladder. Another example. A writer doesn't write a book in one day. A page per day looks useless. Until 1 year later, he has a book. And everyone says, wow, you're talented. No one says, wow, you were consistent. But talent without consistency produces nothing. And trading talent without discipline produces blown accounts. Small wins are discipline in monetary form. They show you respected your rules, your entries, your exits, your risk, and that is worth celebrating. Let's confront something uncomfortable. Most traders don't actually want to be traders. They want to escape their life. They want trading to save them, to change their status, to prove something to someone. And because of that emotional weight, small wins feel insulting. Because they don't change your life instantly. But trading was never meant to save your life. It was meant to reward your discipline. And discipline grows slowly. Like muscle, like character, like maturity. You cannot rush maturity, and you cannot rush profitability. They develop together. When you respect small wins, you respect time. And when you respect time, time starts working for you instead of against you. Here is another hard truth. If small wins don't satisfy you now, big wins will never satisfy you later. Because dissatisfaction is not about money. It is about mindset. You will always want more, always feel empty, always feel behind. And that emptiness will push you to self-destruct. But when you learn to appreciate small wins, you build gratitude. And gratitude stabilizes your emotions. A stable trader is a dangerous trader. Dangerous to the market, because emotional traders feed the market. Stable traders extract from it. Let's talk about risk. Small wins naturally force you to keep risk controlled. Big wins often require big risk, and big risk trains bad habits. It teaches you that breaking rules gets rewarded, and once your mind learns that lesson, it will keep breaking rules until you are punished. And the punishment in trading is never small. It is sudden, it is brutal, and it is final. Small wins teach you patience. Big wins often teach you arrogance. Which lesson do you want repeated in your mind? Another example. Think about learning to drive. You didn't start by driving at 200 kilometers per hour. You learned slowly. You made small improvements. Every small win made you safer, more controlled. If you tried to be impressive on day one, you wouldn't be alive today. Trading is financial driving. Speed kills, control survives, and small wins build control. Let me say something very clearly. A trader who cannot be happy with small wins is emotionally unfit for large capital, because large capital magnifies who you already are. If you are impatient with small money, you will be reckless with big money. Small wins are your test, not of strategy, but of character. Here is why most people fail this test. Because small wins require delayed gratification. And delayed gratification is rare in a world of instant pleasure. People want fast food, fast results, fast money. Trading does not reward fast. It rewards right. And right often looks slow, quiet, uncelebrated, but powerful. Over time, those small wins do something even more important. They rewire your identity. You stop seeing yourself as a gambler. You start seeing yourself as a trader, and identity controls behavior. When you identify as a professional, you behave like one. Professionals don't chase, they wait, they don't force, they execute, they don't revenge trade, they review and adapt. And that identity is built through small wins, not through lucky runs. Lucky runs lie to you. Small wins tell you the truth. They show you, this is what works, this is what doesn't. And they give you feedback without destroying you. Because big losses destroy learning. Small outcomes educate it. Another truth, small wins give you something most traders never get. Confidence without arrogance. You become confident because your system works. But you stay humble because the profits are modest. And that balance is rare. Most traders are either overconfident and reckless or fearful and paralyzed. Small wins pull you into the middle. Calm, focused, dangerous. That is where mastery lives. Think about this. If I offered you two choices, one, a strategy that gives you massive profits sometimes, but unpredictable and emotionally destructive. Two, a strategy that gives you small, consistent profits, predictable and psychologically stable. Which one actually builds a future? Only one of them lets you sleep at night. Only one of them lets you scale safely. Only one of them lets you trade without fear. And fear is what ruins most traders. Fear of losing, fear of missing out, fear of not being enough. Small wins slowly erase fear, because fear comes from uncertainty, and consistency creates certainty. Not certainty about outcomes, but certainty about your behavior. You know how you will act. And when you trust yourself, you stop panicking. Here is a final reality most won't accept. The market does not give respect for boldness. It gives respect for discipline. It does not care about your dreams. It cares about your execution, and execution is trained in small moments with small wins, not in heroic trades. So the next time you close a trade with a small profit, do not say, that's nothing. Say, that is discipline in action. Because one day when others are gone, blown, bitter, you will still be here, quietly stacking bricks. And one day someone will ask, how did you become so consistent? And the truth will be simple. You respected small wins when others were too busy chasing big ones. And that is why you survived. And survival is the first step to dominance.